In this list, we're going to present 25 futuristic sci-fi gadgets that exist, or will soon. 25. It may seem a bit Harry Potter-ish, but scientists, yes, science can be cool, are bending light through lenses to essentially make an invisibility cloak for the wearer. 24. The first sci-fi movie was made in 1902 France and featured astronauts blasting off on a bullet-like ship to visit the moon and its inhabitants. Though only the US has put a human on the moon, Russia and China have landed spacecraft there as well. 23. A futuristic self-cooker is now available called Wirio. Pull out the wire and arrange it in a spiral pattern like a stovetop. Set it to the heat you want and the wire warms up to cook your food or just keep things warm. 22. The Fifth Element's flying car chase spurred an interest in many towards piloting their very own metal birds. And we're nearly there with products like Terrafuge's TFX expected to top out at a speed of 200 miles per hour, or 320 kilometers per hour. 21. In Batman's 1966 movie, the Caped Crusader uses a can of shark repellent on his attacker. Shark repellent bat spray to be exact, but I digress. Scientists have created a device that uses magnetism to overwhelm some of the shark's sensors. Think of a strobe light or an ultra-high-pitched sound to us, and send them swimming off. 20. It may have been wild in Star Trek's early days, but now the idea of a communicator, or a cell phone as we call it, is real and way beyond what the sci-fi writers envisioned. 19. Remember the Simpsons episode where they hooked up a bark-to-speech helmet to Santa's little helper? A newish headset called No More Woof uses the dog's brainwaves to tell you what your pet is thinking. It still can't form sentences, but at least it can tell you about some of their thoughts, like curiosity or exhaustion. 18. In the golden age of Skype, FaceTime, and other video messaging software, it's hard to believe that only 70 years ago, corded home phones were special to own and a complete novelty. 17. It's also hard to believe that so many sci-fi writers' predictions have come true. French writer Jules Verne's predictions were especially on point, like in 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, written in 1869, where his characters used a submarine-like device to get around beneath the waves. Though today's subs don't come with the luxury dining room and paintings his did. 16. These miniature-sized flying robotic Mosquito drones are terrifying to sci-fi enthusiasts for their ability to snap pictures, follow your movements, and even inject you with various diseases. But what's even more frightening is that they may be more real than you think. A 1.2 inch or 3 centimeter model was unveiled at a robotics conference in 2007, with development only continuing since then. 15. If you don't have the money to buy your own hydroelectric dam, you're in luck. Now you can generate electricity at home with Watt Lamp. Just pour water onto the hydroelectric battery, a carbon stick with magnesium powder, and let there be light. 14. We're closer than ever to having things projected in front of our faces or on surfaces and being able to interact with them. We already have holographic displays on some car windshields and portable light keyboards. 13. From the killbots in Futurama to the Cybermen in Doctor Who, killer robots always find their way into sci-fi at one point or another, but reality is not far from catching up. The US military has created a mini-tank robot that can be outfitted with machine guns, grenade launchers, and a bone-chilling camera. Word is, it can also carry non-lethal items to break up riots. 12. Sci-fi calls them replicators, a machine that has the ability to duplicate physical objects. Reality calls them 3D printers. 11. Superviruses wreak havoc by rapidly and massively infecting the human population. In news that's as terrifying as it is relevant, Dutch virologist Ron Fouchier modified a strain of bird flu, which went on to spread and kill over half the ferrets used in testing. 10. A wristband television, communicator, printer, and more has been a sci-fi regular, especially since the early James Bond movies. With the top tech companies competing to see who can develop the best smartwatch filled with loads of extra gadgets and gizmos, this one technology has come true in a very big way. 9. This one reminds us of Gattaca's self-cleaning shower, although that was with fire. Since doorknobs are one of the dirtiest things in the world, today there exists a self-sterilizing door handle which uses UV light to kill off germs when not in use. 8. The Jetsons seem to travel almost entirely by moving walkway, through the house and into the office. We've seen them for years in the form of travelators or flat escalators. 7. Though there are already a few facial recognition products on the market, and there's probably even one on your smartphone, none even compare to Face First's technology. The software, currently used by some US police departments, can take a picture from any camera, yes, that includes traffic light cams, and compare it to a facial database. 6. Remember Geordi LaForge's visor on Star Trek? Geordi was blind and used it to see somewhat like others. Today, retinal implants have been approved and are currently being implanted in patients. 5. Men in Black's Neuralizer is one of the coolest sci-fi devices we've seen, but its ability to use a flash of light to erase your recent memory is also pretty scary. Though we don't have one yet, New York scientists are testing a drug which can block an enzyme that the brain uses in memory retention. 4. Scuba diving started out with enormous, clunky, and heavy suits which provided oxygen to the wearer via a tube to the surface. Nowadays, most of it is still pretty bulky, but Immersed Senses has changed the game. Their helmet features a display up front to show you via GPS where you are, and it extracts oxygen from the seawater to give you a truly self-contained breathing apparatus. 3. One of the coolest and most practical inventions from the Back to the Future series were Marty McFly's self-tying shoes. Complete with power laces, Nike is releasing a pair this year. 2. Star Wars speeder bikes may have been the fastest way to escape from scout troopers, but it may soon be the fastest way to get around town. There's now a Hoverbike in the works, and according to its makers Aerofacts, it will be ready for the general market by 2017. Just be prepared to fork over $85,000. 1. With the worry over devices implanted in our brains, researchers in Singapore are developing something more palatable, a device to be implanted into your fingertip and ear. Moving your finger over text will activate word recognition, translation, and more. This will be especially useful for those reading Braille or with poor vision. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the top right corner so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 2 videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.